Good evening, and on our first episode of Words from the Soul, I'm going to do some originals. Let me see, let's start here. It's called Maybe. Maybe she's strong, maybe you think she doesn't need me. Maybe you need to be needed, and that's okay. Just realize she doesn't need you, she chose you, chose to have you there. She chose to be real and have fun with you. She let down walls when you came, and she did it smiling, scared to death. She doesn't need you, she wants you. And most importantly, she doesn't deserve to get her heart broken. Be careful that the love that betrayed you doesn't ruin the love you deserve. The next one I have is, who do you think you are? I'm independent, I'm stubborn, and I worked hard to be that way. I'm not the girl. I'm not that girl. I'm not her. I won't fall for sweet words or flowers. Personally, they make me feel uncomfortable, and I don't trust them. I'm not a quiet, sweet woman. I'm loud, I'm frustrating. I don't sit idly by. I don't use my manners and politely sit on the sidelines. I learned to be strong and stubborn because it's the greatest way to keep my heart safe. A long time ago, I was that girl. I was the weak shadow that swooned over words and fell for flowers. I loved sappy romantic comedies and thought life could be a fairy tale. That girl is gone now. She learned through the travesty of heartbreak that those gifts are just guilt in disguise. She learned that the happy endings only happen in movies, and that people give up or break away or purposely hurt you. And so me, decided that it was all to be given up. I didn't want to hear my name sweetly called or to lay in someone's arms. I wanted to stay with a new relationship with the two people that I knew would always be there, fear and pain. Because they never leave. They are constant like the sky. It's there every morning and every night, and so I welcomed them to this blissfully horrible place inside my heart and thanked them for staying. I was comfortable. I kept people at an arm's distance, and everyone seemed to appreciate it, so I locked up my heart and walked around in the confusion of one thought. I thought it was independent bliss, and then I met you. So you too had your share of a relationship with pain and fear of the pain coming back to you. Coming back, you too had lived and lost and sworn it off. And there is where I had thought, I'm safe. You too never wanted anything real again. You too had become independent and headstrong and in no need of a woman to make you whole. We're whole. And I had no need for a man. I was completely complete without one. And so we embarked on a journey of physical satisfaction. We decided etiquettely that we would intertwine our bodies and nothing more. I would allow you to kiss my neck and lay with you, but you were to never know my mind, my troubles, my thoughts, my fears, my heart. For us, this would be strictly a physical thing, and so we started, and then suddenly, after a month, I wanted to know more. I wanted to know you, and I got scared. And I went to my friends and yours and said, this is not okay. This is not what we agreed on. However, this was the pull to you. I couldn't walk away. Even though my head screamed, run, my feet were stuck. My feet were stuck. They were stuck in concrete because the moment you came around or texted or called, all of the screaming was silenced, and instead our laughter filled the air. And I worried like the men before you. I was going to give up so I fought. I waged this civil war inside my mind, fighting constantly between run and never look back and go find out who he is. Who do you think you are? Who are you to make me question every reason I locked my heart away, every reason I had to run? It was so strong that friends would tell me it was fear and pain, and I would argue that I knew them and they were old friends of comfort. For some reason, I stayed. I stayed and I started to get to know you. And then I thought, what could it hurt? What could it hurt if I got to know you? If I got to know you, what could it hurt? We weren't going to embark on a relationship. I was safe. I was okay. And so I dove head first into your mind and your life. And there is where it got tricky. See, I had no problem learning about you. It was fun. We'd laugh, you'd talk, I'd ramble, and it became a friendship that started with sex and led to getting to know one another. And I bargained with the Civil War and calmed the troops, and I explained this wouldn't last, and I would run, or you would then. I would go back to fear and pain and start my comfortable relationship with them again. But you said things and you followed them up with action. You meant what you'd say and would say what you mean. You were the same person to me alone, with my friends, with strangers, with family, with anyone, and I was in awe. I was shocked, rocked to my core, because this was true. You were truly you. No disguise, no hidden agenda. So one night I let my guard down and I took a chance, and I decided, of course, after liquid courage, because hearing your feelings scares me, but saying mine terrifies me, that I wanted you. You were on the fence. You said it wasn't what you were looking for, and in that moment, I had the confirmation I needed. See, I was right. I would move on. I would shut down, isolate my heart, and leave. And I made this decision that it was time to re-enter my old relationship with fear and pain. And that next morning, I started again. This time, things changed. Who do you think you are to change the game? I play it well. I know how to do things. At the end, I move on and quickly and quietly take my notice and leave like a thief in the night. But you changed the rules. You changed the game. You called me and confused me. So I let it go, but knew in the back of my mind this would end, and soon. And then you came back with the vengeance of life, with this huge personality and charge for life, a smile that literally makes me chuckle, and this insane hunger for life. Who do you think you are? You started breaking down these walls that I so carefully constructed, brick by brick, with fear and pain as my architect, placed firmly in the masonry of stubborn independence, and I was rebelling to it, so I tried to date someone else. And we laughed and went to a movie, and at that movie, the only person I thought of was you. And later that night, you and I would lay and twist our bodies into each other, and the next day I would talk to my dear friend and say, it's time to run, but I'm stuck. And she'd laugh and say, you lost your chance to run a while ago. I had a new civil war. Do I tell him how I feel and risk losing myself to you? Or do I leave and struggle with the what ifs? So I stayed. But let me ask you this again. Who do you think you are? You had no right to open this Pandora's box, because as you showed me it's okay to be who I am, I wondered if you saw the Category 5 hurricane silently rolling into your life. Did you see the storm? Did you not see this would be bad? I'm stubborn and frustrating. I pay my own tab. I'm relentless about music and fun and sex, and you agreed that together we could have fun. Then in the recesses of my mind, I heard screaming, go, run, now. Now is the time, before you lose your footing, before you lose completely who you are. And those thoughts have plagued me for a while, and then I realized last night in the dark of your room, laying in your arms, you do change me. You've softened my heart. I am becoming that girl again, who loves sweet words, and I can believe flowers can be special and not get guilt-ridden, that you are true, that you are you. And then today I sat and I thought, it's time to run again, realizing the only reason I wanted to run is because every time I stayed, I tried to make things work with someone. It never worked. You and I are not work. We are simple. I don't get butterflies when you kiss me. I get a calm over my soul. I'm excited to see you, but I'm even more excited that I can lay in your arms and feel peace. I don't believe in forever. I don't believe things last, because people stop trying. But I can say you make me believe in a while. I can believe that it can work for a while, because there is no work. We don't try, we exist. And if that means we are we for 2 days more, 2 months more, 2 years more, or 2 decades more, then it is what it is till it's over. And those have been the 2 readings that will start our wonderful show, Words from the Soul. I hope you enjoyed.